What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It is a new year. I'm pretty sure the last video I uploaded was like right before the end of 2023. We are now in January. I think it's like the second week of January. Anyways, we got some good stuff going on today. I am going to be trying to work on this a little bit. I got to get the sound system working. Still no heat. Haven't been able to figure that out. But we are going to be addressing the situation with my red Rsx. I actually scored myself a sponsor. I don't know if some of you guys saw it on Instagram already, but if you guys don't follow me on Instagram, you wouldn't have known. Me and Dc5creations, I'll put his tag on the screen, have teamed up this year to, I don't know, he's gonna R&D some new products. I'm gonna be installing them on my car, putting out videos for you guys, like kind of either a step-by-step or a review, a little bit of both of how I like the product, how it fits, etc, etc. So today we are going to be doing the first item he sent me through our sponsorship, which is a catch can setup that goes underneath the wiper cowl of your RSX. So I'm going to show you guys how to install that today, but first I got to let this thing warm up here, the daily, and then we're going to my buddies to get this figured out, because I've got a code on this car for O2 sensors. Vaping. But I've got a code on this car for O2 sensors, and I replaced all of them already, and I have a code for a line fault, which basically means that like the connector is bad or the wire going to my O2 sensor is bad. So first, before I even dive into any of my RSX stuff, I'm gonna go take care of that off camera. Hopefully it shouldn't take too long. And then after that, I'm gonna be going to the shop, working on my red car. And then if we have time today, I wanna fix the radio in this. I'm gonna show you guys how to bypass the amp, because this car doesn't have an amp. But I've been told that you can bypass the amp and you'll have audio again. So we're gonna try that. All right, let me show you guys this catch can setup. I actually just test fitted it on my valve cover that I have here with the AN fittings already on the valve cover, because you will need to have fittings welded onto your valve cover, or you can get a K-tune valve cover, which comes with threaded fittings, which is really nice. So right here is the setup: catch can, AN lines, fittings, right? So it comes in that box there. There's some goodies. Comes with some stickers and some other things, little rubber grommets for your firewall. Comes in this bag here, V1 RSX. So what you'll be getting is this catch can here. These lines, which are already pre-made, super simple. I don't have to make any lines, right? Fittings, lines, one here, one there, and it's already pre-made. Literally, all you have to do is just thread them onto your piece that you have on your valve cover. Like I said, K-tune valve cover comes with these, so you can already thread them in. But if you have like a normal valve cover, you're gonna have to have somebody weld AN bungs onto your valve cover so you can thread these on there. It's not super hard. You can find them pretty much anywhere online. I think these are -8. I think these are 8 AN lines. I could be wrong, but super simple. I'll put the link in my bio for this, where you guys can get it. He's got a bunch of different versions of this. I personally just like the one that goes underneath the windshield wiper cowl, just because it tucks it away nicely. All you're gonna see is these lines, and it goes to this. That's it. You're not gonna see like anything else. This doesn't sit in the engine bay at all. So when we get to the shop, I'm just gonna take this with me. I'm not gonna bring the valve cover because the car doesn't have a motor in it, but I am just gonna put this in the car so you'll see where it sits and how the lines run. And that'll give you guys like a good idea of how it's gonna look in your car, because obviously my red car doesn't have an engine in it right now. So you're only gonna see what it looks like with the lines going through the firewall. I mean, it's not really a firewall. You gotta drill 2 spots like where the wiper cowl is. Other than that, it's really not like super difficult. So I'm gonna get to that. Let me go take care of the beamer quick, and then I'll see you guys at Adam's shop. As you can see here, this is how it sits. There's a OEM spot you can mount. This is just like a generic Honda 10 mil. And then right here, pretty sure I just gotta make these two holes bigger and then run the lines through here to the valve cover. I mean, obviously it's not in the car, but that's where it would sit if it was in the car. Let me grab the lines. I'll show you guys like a test mock-up. All right, so I can only show you one at a time because I only have one hand, but this is how it's gonna sit, right? So catch can's in the spot. This is the longer line, so it would be sitting kind of like this, right? So the longer one has to go to the bottom fitting, and then the shorter one right here goes to the top fitting. And I'm just gonna ream out these holes a little bigger, and it should just stick right through there and go right to the catch can, right? So this is how it's gonna sit when it's done, right? Gonna wrap around, go to the valve cover. Like I said, don't have a motor in the car, so you're not gonna see that. But at the beginning of the video, I did show how it looks attached to a valve cover. So next step here is to just make these holes bigger on the firewall and then fit the line through there. I mean, you should be able to just put it on an angle and get it through there. And then that should be all good to go. I'm not gonna crank it down tight because I do have to put a motor in here still, and I don't want this in the way. But I just wanna see how it does fit. So let's make these holes big enough for this line to go through. And then from there, we can start putting the lines through, and I'll show you guys how it looks. All right, guys, slight detour. I did not have the right size step bit to make the holes big enough. So we're at Harbor Freight now. I'm gonna show you, when I find it, the correct size step bit that you're gonna need to make the hole big enough for the AN fitting. All right, so this is what you're gonna need here. See, this is the one on the right. This is the one that I already had. You need the bigger one here. So you have 3/16 to 1 3/8. This is the one you're gonna need. So they have like a few options here. That's the same thing, just like a different brand. I'm just gonna grab the 2-pack because I don't see like a single one that's the right size I need. The rest of these are all like small. This is a 2-pack for the bigger one, but these are all like, they don't have a big one individually packed. So we're gonna go with the 2-pack of this one. And I think you gotta make the hole like 1 inch. So once we get back, let's see how big the hole needs to be, but I know I need a bigger bit for sure. All right, guys, I got the first hole made. Don't mind the glasses, don't want to get metal in my eye. But I got the first hole made here. I just used the existing hole on the top and made it bigger with the step bit. And there's an existing hole right beneath it, but from what I'm noticing, it's kind of too close to the top hole. So instead, I'm gonna drill a smaller hole right below it, and then I'm gonna open that up. Because if I was to open this one up all the way, the hole would breach into the other one, and I don't wanna do that. So we're just gonna drill another hole below it, and then I think that'll work better. Let me show you guys what I'm talking about. All right, so I used a punch to make an indent of where I wanna drill the hole. Right underneath it, sorry for the lighting. I don't know if you guys can tell, there's a little indent right there, you see that? I just use this, make an indent, you see it? Make an indent right there where you wanna start drilling your hole. And then I'm just gonna use the step bit to open it up to the size I need, because from where it was, both of the holes would intersect with each other, and you don't want that. So now I'm gonna put the step bit back on and open up another hole right below that one. All right, guys, I got one of the lines already in. Holes are drilled. I used a file tool to kind of get the hole with the less metal shavings on it. I mean, you'd really want to use a deburring tool, but I don't have one with me. So as you can see here, got the first line hooked up. It's through the hole. Now, mind you, this is not my final rendition of this hole. I would like to make it just a little bit wider. And on the side, I got to deburr it a little more, just because with the strut tower here, it is hard to get the drill on the right angle. But when you first go at it, you got to drill a little bit on an angle, but it does work. So that's the first one in there. Here's the second one here. Like I showed you before, you literally just stick it in there, rotate it, and then you're gonna hook it up. So I have the catch can loose right now, so I can move it around a bit and hook this up. I'm gonna put the camera down for 1 second just so I can get this threaded. All right guys, I got both the lines hooked up. This is gonna be the final rendition of how this looks. So as you can see here, both the lines are through the hole. Mind you, I don't have anything bolted in place yet, but this is how it's gonna go here. This, you can literally just line it back up with the bolt hole. I'm not gonna do it right now because I'm not bolting it in 100%, but lines up with the bolt hole there. And you wanna make sure that these are not hitting the hole that you made. So you might have to adjust a little bit, make the hole slightly bigger so you can fit the grommets in there. And then you can just tweak how they fit so it sits real nice. But that's how it's gonna look, guys. Mind you, not bolted in. I don't have the rubber grommets installed yet, but you can put the rubber grommets in there. They literally just go around the outside. This is how it looks. And then through here, these are gonna be the lines, right? Looks nice, doesn't it? 1 line, 2 lines, boom. That's how it's gonna sit right there. And lines for your catch can setup. This is exactly what you need if you are trying to tuck your RSX bay and you wanna run a catch can. If you're a turbo guy and you don't want the catch can in the bay, this is like a great option for you. Comes with the bolts, fittings, and lines already made. All you have to do is drill the little hole there, mount this up here, fit these through, put these rubber grommets on, and then yeah, you're good to go. So coming along, making some progress slowly, little by little. I know you guys haven't seen a video update on this car in a while. I've just been waiting on parts, and this was one of the parts I was waiting for. The next thing that we're waiting on is a new ABS delete kit. Deivi is going to be sending me a different version of the ABS delete kit. We're going to be tucking it underneath the wiper cowl as well. So when that comes in, I will show you guys how to install that, how it's going to be routed, and how it avoids having your lines in your bay at all. Like right now, as you can see, that's one of my brake lines. The valve is down there. These are more brake lines, but it's going to eliminate all that. It's going to be all up in here. You won't even see it. So that's how you install that. If you guys want some more parts from him, I'll leave a link in the bio for his website. He sells a whole bunch of different stuff for RSX, 8th gen, multiple different chassis. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, found it important, like resourceful. Hopefully you learned something from it, and go check out his products. And thank you. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.
High